Okay guys, so let's go ahead and talk about iOS 16.5 Developer Beta 1. And now the software has been out for nearly a week as of the filming of today's video, but as per usual, I like to come back and share with you guys any additional new features and changes that I may come across. I also like to talk about the battery, the performance, and everything else in between. Now this time around, I did something a little different. I'm also running this on iPhone 10 as one of my primary devices, and I wanted to share those details with you guys. So let's just dive right into this video. Now, as always, if you would like to stay up to date with the latest iOS news and Apple software updates, of course, don't forget to subscribe and make sure you turn on those notifications so that you don't miss another episode. And now, as I mentioned, iOS 16.5 Developer Beta 1 has been out for a couple of days. Now, I've been running this on my primary device, which is the iPhone 14 Pro Max, and the iPhone 10 as a secondary backup device. Let me go ahead and talk about some of the latest new features. Of course, if you didn't catch my initial coverage, iOS 16.5 adds a new tab to the Apple News application. It's a sports tab right in the center. So now you can go into the sports application, or the news applications rather, and you'll find a sports tab right in the center. And now we have the audio to the right of that. And now we have search and following at the very end here. So yeah, a new sports tab and redesign of the menus for the news application in iOS 16.5 in case you didn't catch my initial coverage. Now, Apple has added also additional changes to Siri. Siri just got a tiny bit smarter. She can now start a screen recording if you ask her to by simply using your voice. So that's something that Siri can now do on 16.5. And Apple also launched Apple Pay Later for a limited amount of users, a soft rollout. Now, this isn't unique to iOS 16.5. However, I just wanted to mention that in case you see the pop-up in the wallet application of your iPhone, Apple is now rolling out Apple Pay Later as of last week. So invitations may be rolling out here shortly for everyone pretty much in the US. Now, one thing I did notice after several days of using iOS 16.5 is that Apple has now added a new carrier plan benefits tab under your iCloud and subscriptions tab. So if we go into the settings application here, and then you go into your iCloud settings and go into subscriptions, of course, you'll find all your subscriptions right here listed. But if we scroll all the way to the bottom, we now have a new plan benefits option. Now, this is Verizon plan benefits, of course, because my carrier currently is Verizon. However, I do have a few benefits with my carrier. I have ESPN, Hulu, and I believe I also have Disney Plus also available with my plan included. But when I click here, it tells me that there's nothing available with carrier benefits. I'm not sure if it's not completely active as of yet. This is a beta after all. But yeah, Apple has added a new carrier plan benefits, which will be available, of course, once it is rolled out with iOS 16.5. So that's something new under subscription and your iCloud settings right there. Now, I want to talk about the iPhone 10 because I've been using this as my secondary device basically over the past weekend. And I have to say, it's so nice to see that Apple continues to support older devices. And it's crazy to say that the iPhone 10 is an older device, but it's about 6 years old, going on 6 years. And it's kind of crazy to see that the software with all the features that we talked about, 16.5, still runs amazingly well on this iPhone. I haven't noticed any issues, any stutter. The battery has been great as well. Just browsing through the software feels smooth. Everything works as intended with iOS 16.5 running on this iPhone 10. And now, if you have an iPhone 10, I would like to hear from you if you're running iOS 16.5. It's been a great experience so far, although I feel like the iPhone 10 won't get iOS 17 support. I'm crossing my fingers and hoping it does, but it's going on 6 years. Apple sometimes does push the software support to about 6 years, but oftentimes it's about 5 years of software support. But as of right now, even if iOS 16.5 was the last major software update released for iPhone 10, it would be running great because the beta is running good. There's no problems, no bugs, no battery issues that I can just really say. So after all, iPhone 10 still running strong with the latest iOS 16.5. And that's everything I wanted to share with you guys today in regards to iOS 16.5 Developer Beta 1. Of course, expect the next beta here in the next couple of days. Make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for the follow-up. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.